Welcome back to the Farmer Hunt YouTube channel. We've got a spring project going on. We've kind of been putting it on the back burner for a while, but we got to get going with it. We're planning on feeding out some steers in front of my house. We've got a pasture. It's probably about 5 acres of grass, so we're gonna put a few steers out there. The only problem is we don't have any shade and we don't have any water. Right now the cows can come and go in that area as they please, but we're gonna fence it off so they won't be able to get back to where they usually get water and all that. So we're gonna build a little shelter. I've got a little area right here. You can see I've cut some of the grass back. It's going to be about 12 feet by 16 feet. It's going to go right here. It'll provide some shade. We'll enclose it on 3 sides, and it'll be just a place for the steers to get out of the weather, get some shade, and this winter they'll be able to get out of all the wind and the rough elements. We're also going to run a water line. There's no water out there right now, so we'll be putting in a trough, but this will be a real good place to finish off some steers. Like I said, it's about 5 acres, and we'll be able to check on them every day, feed them every day. So we're looking forward to getting this project going. We've got an auger that goes on the front of our Bobcat. It would be very simple just to dig the holes. Right now we've got a busted hose, a hydraulic hose on the Bobcat, so got to get the hose repaired. I'm just going to kind of see how hard the ground is. We've had a lot of rain this winter. Got the old trusty rigid post hole diggers. Not sure how many holes I'll end up digging. We only have to dig, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes with the design we've got. So not a whole lot. We're going to be putting in some 6x6 posts, some 4x4 posts. So we'll see how hard this ground is. The first foot digging it by hand wasn't too bad. Second foot getting a little bit tougher. I was only able to go about 30 inches on this one. Started hitting a bunch of rock. You can see there's actually some water running in. There's so much saturation in the ground, but definitely gonna have to use the auger to finish it out. Want to make sure that we get these 3 feet in the ground. We're gonna put saccharine around them, but still want to make sure they get plenty deep. That way they last for a long time. Nathan worked on the Bobcat yesterday, got the hydraulic hose hopefully fixed. So we're gonna try it out with the auger and see if we don't have a little bit better luck digging these holes. I've got my first middle 6x6 set. I haven't put saccharine around it or finished filling in the dirt, but I've got it kind of packed around pretty good. I'm not very good at construction, so I don't know if I'm going about this the right way, but I decided to start in the middle and work out and around. At first I was trying to eyeball it, but it's too hard to eyeball, so I ended up getting a string. So I did pull a string just to make sure that I could keep everything in line. Got my level, got it mostly leveled up. I'll put the finishing touches on it when I put some saccharine in there and finish filling it in. But I needed a reference point, that way I can start setting this outside post. I've got my 3 back posts set. I haven't set the front 2 yet, but I pretty much put some dirt around them, tamped them, kind of got them where I wanted them, and then went back, poured saccharine in the holes. So that's kind of where I've got it right now. We've got a hydraulic tamp. So I'm gonna go get that hydraulic tamp and see if I can hook it on the back of this John Deere tractor. Start putting some more dirt in, tamp it as I go. Want to get that dirt packed in as tight as I can. Now here's the tamp that I'm using. It's got a long hydraulic hose on it, so if you're building a barn, it's very handy because you don't have to move your tractor or bobcat or whatever right with you. You can stretch it out. But basically I've got it hooked into my hydraulics here on the back of the tractor. These are my 2 different hydraulics. There's probably a way to lock this thing on, but I don't know for sure how to do that. But I'll show you how this tamp works. I'm gonna crank up the tractor. I'm gonna hold my hydraulics. So I've got this in the down position. That's currently off with no pressure on it. So if I go up just a little bit, you can see it starts going. You can rev it up, rev the tractor up the throttle, and it'll go a little faster. But basically, you just put it down in there. And you let the tamp do the work. We got our 5 post set, and we decided that we would double the size of it, make it a little bit bigger, have more room for more animals to get under it. So we're going to actually go with a 32 by 12 foot now. We've got some 2x6 by 16s to put on the front and back. We're going to set those plates, and then we can start doing our rafters. We got our rafters all put up. We put them on 4-foot spacing. So what we did was we put our 2 outside rafters, and then we ran a string. That way we could line everything up on the back. On the back we have more posts to go off of, but we used hurricane straps where we have them just floating. But so far we're very pleased with how it turned out. The post on the back, we couldn't get the actual size post we needed, so there's a good bit of extra. We're gonna go through and get those cut off flush with the top of our rafters. And then once we do that, we can start putting the lathing on, and then finally we'll put the tin on, and then figure out what we want to do around the outside of it. This isn't the recommended method for cutting off a 6x6 post, but we're not carpenters. One down, 7 to go. We're ready for the 10 to go on top, so we've gotten everything else done except we'll probably put a few knee braces just to kind of secure everything together a little bit. It's a little bit windy right now, so we're gonna see if we can put some of this 10 on, but it may end up being another day before we can do it, just because we don't know how it's gonna work out throwing that 10 up in the air with the wind blowing like it is. Well, we've got all the 10 on, so we're one step closer. We've got some 2x6s left over, so we're taking them up here to the shop. We're gonna cut a few knee braces just to give it a little bit of added support, and that's the last thing we're gonna do before we start putting some steers in here. We got Eric on the miter saw. We're cutting about a 4-foot 2x6. So we got our 2 angles cut.
What do you think, boss man?
I think it looks good.
Looks good.
So we're gonna cut 12 of those total. We'll nail those up. It'll just give it a little bit of added support. So we've got our cross braces put on the front and back. That was the last step we're gonna do for the steer shed. We may go back this winter and put some sides on it. We get a lot of wind on this hill where we live, so some sides would give the steers some more protection. But for now, with summer coming up, we want to leave this open. That way, when the steers are in the shed, they have plenty of airflow underneath. Also keep it drier underneath. For right now, we've got 2 bulls in here. You can see another one of our pastures across the driveway. But we went ahead and put 2 of our herd bulls in here to let them eat a little bit of the grass and just kind of feed them and take care of them, pamper them a little bit before we need them again. So we're going to be weaning some steers in probably 2 to 3 weeks. When we do that, these 2 bulls here behind me, we'll move them back out to another area where we can still keep an eye on them and feed them until we use them for breeding again. It'll be a few months before they're used for breeding again. But our plan with the steers is moving them in here is to feed them out, and then we're eventually going to have those processed ourselves and then plan on selling the meat. So we're working towards more of a farm to table operation rather than sending everything we have out to a feedlot and then selling them in that way. But hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already done that, and we'll see you on the next video.